Howdy, bicycle fans. Today I'm going to do a review on my Vilano Diverse 4.0. This is an unpaid, unbiased review from somebody who bought one and is riding it. I've had it now about 1 month, and I put about 400 miles on it. I actually bought this bike when I was shopping for parts. I wanted to build something my primary riding is Greenbelt here in town, which is a lovely trail. You'll see some of that in this video. And I also like just bombing around downtown. It's the kind of riding I did as a kid when I lived in a big city, and found I still like doing that from time to time. So was trying to, I'd been watching about the belt drives and the internal hub stuff, so I was thinking I'd build something with that, see how it went. I've recently been riding more and more with disc brakes. I love them. I know it's probably not the greatest weight advantage thing, but I like the confidence of them. I like the look of them. I like the low maintenance of them. This one actually has hydraulic, and it turned out I could buy this entire bike for less than the pieces for my new build were going to cost me. So no brainer. I bought this bike honestly to cannibalize it for parts, but I ended up liking it pretty darn much. I'm riding it now, and I think I'll be riding it for a while. So may have to buy another one to cannibalize the parts. But price wise, it's June of 2018 right now. Vilano had been, I haven't been staying up with them on eBay, but about once a week they've been running one bike for, I think it's $399.99 shipped. Hell of a deal. Their normal eBay price is $475. I noticed Walmart.com just started carrying them at $479. Roadbikeoutlet.com also $479. But P.S. Roadbikeoutlet.com, I thought I had found a large online retailer that carried them, but I'm nosy. I did my homework on the place. Roadbikeoutlet.com is Vilano. It's same address, same building. Not that that's good or bad, just thought it's worth pointing out. Anyway, I've made a few changes to mine over the month I've had it, so I'll run down those real quick for fairness and tell you why I've made those changes. The first thing I changed was the tires. I had the Kenda 30 or 28s maybe. I put on the Schwalbe Delta Cruiser in a 700 by 35, which looked to be about the biggest tire I could get under there. And just on a whim, I bought the brown tires. I thought it might look good against the black. The other thing I changed was the handlebars. And the reason I changed the handlebars, I always ride with a bar end mirror flat bar bikes. I like it for the trail. I like it when I'm riding in traffic and whatnot downtown. For whatever reason, the set of bars that comes on bike is too small of a diameter for a standard bar end mirror. I tried 3, 4 different ones I had in my shop. None of them would fit, so I swapped out for a set of Truvative Stylo bars. Essentially the same width, rise, pullback, and everything of the factory bars. I did make that change. While I was at it, grips, I had these leather padded ones in there, and I thought with the brown tires might look okay. Actually, once I got the Schwalbes mounted up, I was really kind of liking the vibe the bike was starting to get, so I went ahead and ordered the Velo CL 1221 seat. Comfortable enough, and it kind of matched with the rest of the groove on the bike, where I was getting kind of a retro vibe to it, I thought. And I always put Rock Brothers bell on there. I love the sound of it. It's the cleanest sounding bell there is, and it works great for me out on the green belt. It doesn't sound cheap, and it's loud enough to people alert them that I'm about to pass, because this bike is crazy quiet on the paved sections of the trails. I mean, just complete stealth mode. So it gives them a nice little alert I'm coming, and it's quiet enough that it doesn't have people jumping out of their seats either. Anyway, on with the bike as it comes. First thing I always check when I get something bicycle in mail order, wheel set. Pleasantly surprised here. Weinman rims, Shimano high wall up front, and of course the Elfine internal 8-speed in the rear. The wheels themselves surprisingly true right out of the box. No janky looking joints or anything like that. A very decent set of wheels on there, and sealed bearing in the front. brakes. I've been riding disc brakes. I've got to really like them. I've only had mechanical prior to now. The hydraulic, I can't believe the difference in modulation and feel that you get with the hydraulic versus mechanical. Oh yeah, by the way, even the calipers on this bike are Shimano branded. They're not some no-name like a lot of the other lower-end disc brake bikes. I've been seeing a lot of no-name components like that on there. The belt drive, I really like it. It's not a Gates, but I got to looking into the belt drive, know how to shop industrial parts pretty well. And I looked at belt the Gates is using on their drive and cross-referenced it some and came up with exactly the same belt I have. The belt, it's the same industrial belt. It's an honest replacement. So other than the chain, do we still call it? No, it's not a chain ring. The belt ring, whatever you call that thing. Yeah, it looks decent quality. No problems. I initially was a little. Yeah, I just felt like the teeth were going to come flying off this thing when I pedaled or something hard. But yeah, no problems at all. I love it, and I love how quiet it is. No adjusting, no lubing, no worrying about the rain getting on it, not getting it cleaned. All that is out of my life, and I love that. The Elfing 8-speed hub. Initially thought that the low wasn't low enough. It's fine. It's hard to explain until you ride an internal hub. You shift differently. I really can't put my finger on why that is, but it seems very intuitive. You learn very quickly what the bike wants and what it wants to do with the shifting, and it's a little different than riding a derailleur bike. But I tell you, I don't see myself ever having another bicycle for this kind of use with a chain and derailleur on it. Bottom line, the dollar for dollar, one of the best values in a bike out there. There's a little bit of weirdness with Vilano. I'm going to cover that in a different video. I didn't want to put that up before I gave this bike a review because I really think the bike's a good bike. I think they picked a good spot in the market. It's the perfect in-betweener when you know you want something better than a department store bike, but you don't want to jump up to probably $1,000 entry point that the local bike store bikes seem to be hanging around for a good branded bike. I think they landed it really well here in good component selection and everything. Anytime I'm talking to somebody and I would truly want to find out if they're okay with whatever it is they're telling me about that they bought, my question to them is, would you buy it again? When I asked myself that question about this bike, hell yes, I'd buy this bike again. I was lucky enough to get one of those $400 eBay ones, and even if I paid the full $479, would not have any buyer's remorse to it at all. I think the bike's a darn good value. A couple of caveats with the company thing. Like I said, I'll cover that in another video, so check back. If there's something on this bike, if you're thinking about buying one that I didn't cover and you want to know about, drop me a question below. I'll get it answered for you best I can. That's about it. Y'all be safe out there. See ya.